Hey, what's up, guys? Carl Down back with another video, and today I want to do my What If series. What if Naruto had two twin sisters? Part 18 there. Um, Mostly put in a disclaimer there. Why it didn't came out on Friday there because I was just under. I just couldn't make the video on Friday. I was too sick to actually make the video on Friday there. So, um, it's gonna come out today there, but don't worry, they'll be back to regular scheduling next week there for part 19. So, yep. So here we go. So let's go into the what if there in part 18 there. The last part in part 17 there we see uh, Shikamaru was named to be tuning there and stuff like that. Mostly was named to be tuning there and stuff. Mostly Tsunade was saying something to Shikamaru there, saying, "Well, technically Sasuke has left the village there, and mostly is gonna try to join Orochimaru there." He's like, "Oh, this is a drag there and stuff like that." And he said, "Yeah, we want him to bring them back there and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, this is a drag then and stuff like that." That's what he was saying. And then he's like, "Well, how about this?" He's like, "Give me the best um, jo- tuning and joning you actually have there." And like, "Well, they're off in different missions there, so that won't really work out there. But we will actually have you with the strongest getting on your team and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh man, this is a drag and stuff like that." So he gets his 7-man team there, or technically 8-man team there and stuff like that. Technically he wanted to recruit Naruto there, but Naruto and Naruto are like, "Oh, if you if we can't go, he can't go," type of thing. And he's like, "Oh, this is drag." He's like, "Fine, you guys can go," and stuff like that. So mostly made it technically a nine, or technically a seven, or yeah, a seven, 8-man team there and stuff like that. So he technically recruited all his guys there and stuff. Sakura comes over and saying, "Please bring Sasuke back," and Naruto, and Naruto are like, "Believe it, we're gonna bring him back there." "Don't worry, Sakura, we're gonna bring him back." So they head off there. Most everything plays out the same until Naruto, Naruto, and Naruto were facing Kimimaro there. Kimimaro was technically shredding up the Naruto, and Naruto clones there and stuff like that. So Aruko mostly summons her Uzumaki chains there, trapping Kimimaro. Sasuke busts out the armor. He's like, "Oh yeah, Sasuke, where are you going?" and stuff like that. And so, and he left there. Technically, Guy takes on Kibi, or Rock Lee takes on Kimimaro, and and stuff like happens there. Naruto, and Naruto were fighting Sasuke there. Mostly Naruto and Naruto were fighting Sasuke there, using both their Rasenguns there, and mostly uh, when he uses Chidori there, and mostly they failed to bring him back to the village. Naruto, and Naruto fell back to the village there. They get taken back to the village with Akashi and Guy, and Naruto goes off with Akashi there, or mostly no, Naruto goes off with Jiraiya there. Naruto and Naruto get left behind. So that was in part 17. So let's go into part 18 there. What if Naruto had two twin sisters there? So the boats are in there. Technically, it's a tie from Shippuden and the second exam. So I'm gonna go with the second exam there for it there, because I think that got voted the first there. So I'm gonna go from the first vote there. So yes, the second exam. So there's gonna be a two-parter for the second exam there. This part will be most of the training assets there, and in the second part there are technically That's the first part. The first part is going to be this part there, part 18, and then part 19 will be the actual exam things to it. So, so here goes for the training part. There we see Naruto and Aruko there. We're trying to train there and stuff like that. And mostly Aruko really wants her to use her Uzumaki chain. She's like, "Come on, sis, I need to push you harder." She's like, "Come on, Naruto, you've been pushing me too hard and stuff." She's like, "Come on, we need to keep training there. Naruto's gonna get stronger than us. We need to pass him and stuff like that." She's like, "Right there, sis," and stuff like that. Mostly doing the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, doing the Gale Palm, and then the Rasengan there. Technically, she's like, I really activate the chains there. I need to do something far hit there and stuff like that. She's like, and then Ruko's like, "Naruto, go into your Ninetales form there." She's like, "Wait, why you have to go into my Ninetales form? I have to go in my Ninetales form, Naruto." She's like, "Just do it there and stuff." She's like, "Well, I can try there and stuff like that." And then she's mostly going to her son's consciousness there, and then you see out of nowhere the Ninetales there. He's like, "What are you doing here, brat?" She's like, "Listen here." Mostly she was talking to Kurama that there. She's like, "Listen here, you live in my body here, and you need to give me more chakra there and stuff like that." He's like, "Give me more chakra for what there and stuff like that." And he's like, "Well, you need to do this there and stuff like that." He's like, "Well, I'm gonna let you borrow my strength there." And then mostly builds up the chakra around her and stuff like that, and he's like turning into like her one tail beast mode there. She's like, and then Aruko's like, "Finally, my little sister finally mastered it, or not mastered it." She's like, she finally got into that form now. She's like, yeah, and stuff like that. And then mostly she's trying to attack her. Aruko's like, she's like, "Dang." She's like, "Ah." And then mostly the Uzumaki chains wraps around her and stuff like that. Mostly wraps around Naruto there. She's like, and she was trying to break out of it. Mostly her chains are still weak there, so she technically knocks out of the Uzumaki chains there. She's like, "Oh crap," and stuff like that. She's like, she's coming right at me and stuff like that. Wait, wait, I found this thing what Jiraiya gave me and stuff like that. And Jiraiya, and then you hear it in the flashback where Jiraiya was actually saying, he's like, "Well, technically, there's this paper there. If you want to try to teach your little sister how to do the thing there." She's like, "What is this there?" He's like, "I'm gonna use the same thing with Naruto there, and mostly activating the Ninetales and stuff like that." She's like, and she comes right at her. She puts the paper on her head, like the sealing paper on her head. And she's like, and then mostly falls on her arms there. She's like, "Man, I should not mess with the Ninetales. That's kind of a little bit dangerous and stuff like that for me." And and she's like, and then Naruto's like, "We can't go." She's like, "Naruto?" She's like, "Yeah, little sis." What happened there? She's like, "Well, I kind of told you to use the Ninetales there, but technically that was kind of a stupid move on my part. I should not make you do that there and stuff like that. Where's this container training?" "Right, sis." And mostly when they're doing their trains there and stuff, we see Sakura there runs over to Naruto and Aruko there. She's like, "Oh, hey guys there." They're like, "Oh, hey Sakura, what are you doing here?" and stuff like that. They're like, "Mostly Lady Tsunade there was asking me to do the thing there, and mostly I'm gonna ask you guys if you want to do medical training there and stuff like that." And then technically, Naruto and Naruto are like, "Huh, medical training there. Well, we did got hurt up in that last battle there when we were trying to bring back Sasuke there and stuff like that." They're like, "Yeah, let's do it there. Technically, I want to try to protect my little brother and my little sister there." That's what Aruko was actually saying there and stuff like that. So she's like, "Right," and stuff like that. So mostly they go to the shrine, to the fifth Hokage's office there, and then she's like, "I found some new recruits, Lady Tsunade. and he's like, oh, Sakura, you found some new recruits and stuff like that. She's like, yep. And then mostly Naruto and Ruko come. She's like, this is Naruto Uzumaki and Haruka Uzumaki. She's like, oh yeah, I know them and stuff like that. They did help me when that one day when they were trying to find me and stuff like that. She's like, how are you guys doing? She's like, oh, we're doing pretty fine, Lady Tsunade and stuff like that, and our Lady Hokage and stuff like that. And she's like, okay, you wanted to learn medical ninjutsu there and stuff like that. She's like, they're like, yes, we need to learn it there and stuff like that. So technically, for their medical ninjutsu there, it will take like technically like a week there to actually master it. Naruto and Sakura were taking a week to actually learn this there. But it's not like it was like in the original series there. Mostly Sakura, Naruto, and Naruto. Technically, all three of them got along there versus like what Ino did in the original series, where she technically was making fun of her and stuff like that. When she was technically trying to learn it also. So technically, they're trying to do like the medical healing, like doing the fish there, and the fish comes alive and stuff like that. The one person who actually got it faster was technically Naruto there, because Naruto actually has one part of the Nine Tails in her. She has like technically the friendly Nine Tails in her, or yeah, the nice Nine Tails in her and stuff like that. And then mostly technically Tsunade was like, she's like, well, this medical and ninjutsu is pretty fast for you there and stuff like that. But I don't know if this is your style, Naruto, and stuff like that. She's like, wait, why this is not my style there and stuff. She's like, well, come into the training ground there. And she's like, Sakura, teach Haruko how to do the medical stuff. She's like, right, Tsunade. So technically Tsunade takes Naruto out into the forest there and train her how to control the Nine Tails there. She's like, I'm also the thing there, and mostly I know your brother is getting trained by Jiraiya right now, and he's going to do the same stuff as do. I'm going to try to do the same thing with you there. She's like, wait, you're going to control me and stuff? Control the Nine Tails inside of me? He's like, yes, there. Because you and your brother actually have one powerful asset there. You both have the Nine Tails inside of you and stuff. So this mostly be a better thing to me to teach you how to do it there. So technically, she was like throwing some like hands there. She was actually going really hard there. Technically, she's like, "Come on, get him out of her and stuff like that." She's like, "I don't want to. I don't want to do it. My Naruto told me not to use it no more." She's like, "Come on," and stuff like that. So she technically was like throwing some hands. She's like, damn, and stuff like that. And then mostly, technically, she goes into some conference there. And he's like, well, you need some help against that lady there and stuff like that. She's like, no, Fox, I don't really need you and stuff like that. He's like, that's too bad, kid, because technically, if you use me, technically, you might actually have a winning shot against her and stuff like that. She's like, really and stuff. And she's like, yes, lend me your power there. And then mostly she goes into her one-tail cloak there. She's like, and Tsunade mostly backs off. She's like, finally, I got her going to her one-tail cloak there. And then she was trying to like throw some hands there and then she's like jumping and boom and stuff like that. She's like, crap. And mostly Tsunade's technically getting outmatched. She is getting outmatched when she turns into the Nine Tails there and stuff like that. She's like, mostly it's starting to get out of hand there and stuff like that. Naruto and Sakura like arrived there. They know Tsunade was technically getting pushed by Naruto there. And then mostly Ruko was like, Naruto, quit it, Naruto, and stuff. And then she's like, and stuff like that. And then she's like, mostly she gets, Tsunade gets clocked. She's like, they're like, Lady Hokage, no, and and stuff like that for it. She's like, I can't do this. and mostly chains come out of Ruko's thing, and mostly wraps up the Nine Tails and stuff like that. And the Uzumaki chains wraps up with the Nine Tails there, and then mostly because she's in her second second cloak space at this point, and and mostly they're like she like passes the paper to Sakura. She's like, put it on her, Sakura. She's like, I can't. She's scary. She's like, I'm holding her back with these chains there. Do it now. She's like, right, and then puts her on her, and she falls and collapses and stuff like that. And then Tsunade was kind of fucking beaten up a little bit. She actually had to go to the hospital there from her wounds there, but her wounds were not too serious there and stuff like that. Far out in the distance, we see Jiraiya doing the same thing with Naruto there. It mostly plays out like in the original series there, where Jiraiya did the same thing with Naruto there. So I'm not gonna really explain what actually happened with that there. Mostly Tsunade there, back in the Leaf Village. Tsunade wakes up. She's like, wait, where am I? And stuff like that. She's like, well, you're in the hospital there and stuff. She's like, wait. And then Naruto's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Hokage. She's like, it's okay. I think I was kind of stupid and kind of jumped the gun there and actually push you to go into your Nine Tails form there. I'm really sorry for that and stuff like that. She's like, it's okay, Lady Tsunade there. And then that's for the what if ends there. So, yep. Comment, rate, more sponsors to the Burtles. We like Bug Pedals. Please grab hit the notification when you see our uploads. Grab more sponsors to the Burtles. Like, carry out. Add a piece.